Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
When my children were young, they never minded me leaving them, whether it was in the nursery at church or at a friend's house. They'd excitedly go off to play, and when I came back, they'd happily run into my arms and tell me what they'd done. Except once. I left my daughter, who was about 18 months old, in the nursery at my parents' church, and when I came to get her, they said she'd been crying the whole time. I couldn't imagine why, until they gave me the craft to take home. Her handprints, done in finger paint. Then I got it. She hated being messy. And finger paint on both hands? Well, that had to have been too much for her, especially at a time when she was ready for a nap. But she had no control over it, and not enough vocabulary to explain the problem. So all she could do was cry. I get it. I don't like to be messy either. But sometimes life is messy. We can't get around it. And sometimes, in order for things to get better, they have to get messy. As I read of Jesus healing the blind man in John 9, I shuddered. Talk about messy. This was gross. Jesus spat on the ground and made clay with his saliva and anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay. Yuck! Way worse than finger paint. But we can learn from this. Jesus doesn't do things the way we would do them if we were him. In some miracles, he did it with a touch or a word, even from far away. But in this case, he used mud made with his own spit. And then he gave the man a command to obey. Go wash in the pool of Siloam. Now, if it had been me, I would have wanted to get to the quickest water source to get that gunk off my face. But Jesus was specific, just as he had been in Old Testament miracles. Like when he told Moses to make a bronze serpent for the people who had deadly snake bites to look on it and be healed. Or when he told the people to march around Jericho and shout. Or when he told Naaman to wash in the muddy Jordan River. None of those things made sense. Yet when those people obeyed, great things happened. So the man had to wash off the mud in the pool of Siloam, specifically. So Jesus' miracles, or any of God's wonderful works throughout the Bible, just can't be boiled down into a formula. He wasn't going to be boxed up with a bow on top. He's personalized, unique. Just because God worked in one person's life one way doesn't mean he's going to do it the same way or even do the same thing for you. In fact, it probably means he will do it differently. And it might take an obedient step of faith on our part, even if it doesn't necessarily make sense to us at the time. No matter what path he leads us down, it's his work, his healing, his miracle. In the case of a physical healing, he might use medicines or doctors, or it might involve undertakers in a hearse. In the case of emotional healing, he might use a psychologist or just a wise friend. In the case of spiritual healing, he may use a sermon or just one verse. Whatever the healing, are you ready to seek his will with patience and faithfulness? Are you willing to accept his plan, no matter what form it comes in? Are you willing to get messy?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through his word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.